From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2017, these are the Ham Nation headlines for Wednesday, June 29th, 2016. Deadly New Mexico wildfires spurred evacuations and prompted activation of local amateur radio emergency service volunteers.
The Doghead Fire that began its deadly sweep on Tuesday, June 14th, through more than 16,000 acres northwest of Tajik, New Mexico, was still only marginally contained by the start of the week beginning Monday, June 20th. As evacuation centers for people and their pets were established in Bernalillo and Torrance counties, nearly 1,000 New Mexico responders stepped in. ARRL teams were activated in Valencia and Torrance counties, with Sandoval County ARRLs placed on standby. Meanwhile, the fire continued its deadly progression, and blasting record heat pressed down upon states in the desert southwest region. Fire officials said efforts to contain the wildfires were being complicated by the excessive temperatures. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Bobby Best, WX4 ALA.
Major upheaval has shaken the ARRL's national traffic system, just a day after a key ARRL committee praised the NTS for its valued public service contribution. Jim Dameron, N8TMW, has more.
The League's executive committee has removed the system's Eastern Area Chair, Joe Ames, W3JY, who has also been relieved of his position as Eastern Pennsylvania Section Manager. His ousting became effective immediately. According to the ARRL website, the executive committee determined that Ames acted on behalf of the NTS and ARRL without authority to do so and had made commitments to FEMA violating ARRL field organization rules and regulations, which state that NTS communication with FEMA should happen only through authorized ARRL representatives. Ames' removal was announced barely 24 hours after the League's Programs and Services Committee asked the ARRL Board to recognize the NTS for its public service role, calling its members, quote, the lifeblood of this important ARRL program, end quote.
On Independence Weekend, the New England Patriots won't have an MVP at Gillette Stadium, but a group of hams might.
Seats at the stadium's 50-yard line are often coveted spots because they offer the best view of the action. But there's another reason for all eyes to be on the 50 at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, this coming Independence Day weekend. The kickoff on July 3rd will be a benefit run for One Mission, the Pediatric Cancer Foundation based in Framingham, Massachusetts. Both a 5K and 10K event will step off that evening with the 50-yard line as the finish line. Hams are needed to bring their HTs and monitor runners' safety as the athletes tackle both the football field and the various ramps throughout the stadium itself. To sign up, contact Brett Smith of the Boston Amateur Radio Club at pubserve@brettcsmith.org. Once the event is over, there'll be a fireworks display at 9 p.m. just right for celebrating our nation's freedom and perhaps one day, too, freedom from childhood cancers. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9VPG.
The latest news reports are saying that the North Korean government has given approval for Dom 3Z9DX to return for his long-anticipated operation from the world's most wanted DX spot.
The Polish DXer has apparently been authorised to operate from Papa 5 for as many as 5 days. Though there are not many details yet, he will apparently be working single sideband only, possibly 20, 15 or 10 metres. Dom had surprised the amateur world last December with an unannounced activation from North Korea on the 20th and 21st of December. Working mostly on 15 metres, he made 780 contacts during that operation, which was a demonstration for the North Korean officials. He had hoped to return in midwinter for a more formal planned activation, but that did not happen. And now apparently that's all about to change. More details as we learn them. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
Let's all cross our fingers on this one. And a very special thank you to all who have sent in nominations for the 2016 Bill Pasternak Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award. Nominations officially close Thursday, June 30th at midnight, so you still have a few hours to send in your packet if you haven't done so. We look forward to seeing you Saturday, August 20th in Alabama at the Huntsville Hamfest for the presentation. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for over 38 years and counting at www.arnewsline.org. With Bobby Best, WX4ALA, Jim Dameron, N8TMW, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.